Hello everyone, Videogem here, and today I'm here with a post-commentary about the game For Honor. Now, for those of you who don't know about For Honor, it's a brand new game coming out on the 14th of February. Right now it's currently in open beta, so I've been playing it. The open beta is live from February 9th to the 12th, 5 PM Eastern. So if you're interested, now's the time. It's open. Everyone can join. Just Google it. I actually didn't know a whole lot about this game. I didn't even know it existed until I saw someone streaming it. And it got me interested. It's not every day you see this type of game either. I remember in the past it was a lot more popular. But recently it just... We don't really see these games all that much anymore. Especially not one like For Honor. The game's pretty fun so far, although I do have some reservations about a few things. But today, I just want to talk about the Raider class and the game in general, specifically Duel mode. I'm not really sure why I went with the Raider to begin with. I kind of just saw how he played back when I was watching some people stream it. But I think I made a good choice. I'm pretty happy with him so far, and he seems to accurately fit his description of adaptable and straightforward. Although with some of his attacks being feintable, you just know that some people are gonna take it to the next level. If I'm not mistaken, is unblockable can be feinted. And one thing I was really surprised by is just how the game does a pretty good job at introducing new players to the game, which is not something I'm used to. Usually you have really bad tutorials that just hold your hand, or you have none at all. And I feel like For Honor does a decent job at hitting the middle ground. It's got a mandatory section where you have to learn the basic controls, and then if you want to go online, you have to fight an AI bot on a one-on-one duel, best of 5. So that's that. At least you know the people online aren't total idiots, which helps. Another thing that I like a lot is that there's videos built in the game for all 9 of the characters where they teach you the basics and then they teach you the advanced moves. And it really struck me how surprisingly a lot of the classes are very different. They don't feel and play the same, which surprised me because I expected some similarities, but they don't. Very different. The Raider, for example, is all about stunning the opponent and throwing the opponent to create openings. So at that point you just go in and you deal a bunch of damage. He's got an unblockable area special that's very good. You've seen it a few times in this video thus far. It's the one where there's an orange glow. Those are unblockable attacks, but they can be parried, although difficult. It's also really good at killing opponents with low health. If they dodge left to right, usually hits. If they do a heavy attack, also usually hits. So you need to parry or need to dodge back. But even then, might still hit depending on the situation. So it's pretty good. Can also be chained from any of your basic attack chains. So you can do a light into unbreakable and it does more damage. And it has different animations so it throws off people. So that's pretty good. He's also got a charge grab that you've probably seen a few times already. That's really good at catching people and throwing them off cliffs if they don't see it coming. So far from what I've seen, all the other characters appear to have the same vibe going on. They have their own thing that they're good at, and other things they're worse at, depending on the situation. Their strengths and weaknesses, if you will. Although some are definitely more complicated to play than others, and might not be for you, depending on your playstyle. So that's good. There's some variety. Another thing that really helped me out a lot to learn the Raider and how it works is there's a practice mode, 1v1 practice mode that you can do against bots. In this mode, there's only 2 respawn. You have a random bot, if I'm not mistaken, and battle just never ends. I spent about 30 minutes fighting another raider, and it just made me understand some of the mechanics that I had issues with. Things like dodging a certain way will not dodge certain attacks. For example, if you dodge left, your opponent is hitting in the same direction, you're not gonna dodge the attack, you're gonna dodge into it, you're gonna take damage. It makes sense. Upwards attack usually slashes, they usually are slower, so you can throw off your opponent, but they come at a risk because they're slower. Like things like that, the mode just really helped me. No stress, no worries, just fighting another bot, understand the basics, and get a little bit better at the game. So if you're struggling, I would recommend it. Another thing I really enjoyed about the game was the duel mode, or essentially any situation where you're just 1v1, no outside interference, just mano-y-mano fights. They're probably the best parts about the game. And it's just, in a lot of modes, like Dominion, 44 Elimination, Brawler, you're expected to have to fight more than one person at a time. But it seems like the game just doesn't have the tools, or wasn't built for you to fight more than one person at a time. So a lot of the mechanics, we're talking revenge, even execution, seem a little bit out of place. Feats as well. But not only that, but like how fun it is to play a game like 4v4 Dominion. You fuck up, you didn't execute someone, so that person probably gonna get revived at full health while you took a beating. And not only that, but then you have the decision of, do I just sit here, or do I go help my teammate? If I just sit here, teammate's probably gonna die, and then I'm still in a bad situation. Or I go help my teammates, we kill a guy, but then the other guy's back up. And just all these situations where it's either not fun, or it doesn't make sense to me. Even revenge, which is supposed to be the mechanic to address this issue, it would seems, doesn't seem to do a whole lot a lot of the time. Like, okay, you get revenge, but then you're still getting a swarm. Or you get revenge like 5 times in a fight and you somehow manage to outlast everyone and it's just stupid as fuck. There's also times where you're just playing Dominion, but then you get swarmed by 3 people and it's just, what do I do? I'm just dead. And it's just, it's not fun. That's just not how it is in 1v1s. You face the guy, you have an honorable or not so honorable duel, and it's just a lot of fun. A lot of people have compared For Honor as having a lot of similar qualities to other fighting games, which I would agree. It's just the way you move, the way you block, taking risk, a little bit of rock, paper, scissors, like I'm attacking here, if you would do this, you're gonna counter it. This is safe, this is not safe. Things like that. There's also momentum, which strikes me as something important in this game. There's times where some guy just came at me, never stopped, I couldn't block, and I just died miserably. But there's other times where they also did that. I somehow managed to block, and I came back, and it felt pretty good. So no, if you want to get better at the game, I recommend duel mode. Like, to me, this is what the game is, and the rest, unfortunately, mostly feels like padding. Like, at its core, that's what the game feels. As I mentioned, there's just... Dominion is usually fine, because in Dominion you have objectives, and when you have objectives, you know where the people are gonna be. There's little peons, and there's just a respawn time, so even if you do get gank 4v1, it doesn't really matter, because it's based on an objective. If you successfully do that objective, even if you died 15 times 4v1, because the opponents ignore the objectives and just bomb rush you and you still win, then it's fine. But in the other modes, that's not the case. I've had modes of 4v4 elimination where, like I said, I kill someone, but I couldn't land the execution just because of the character that I was playing, or the situation in which like it happened. I just had to poke the guy to get the kill, but that didn't give me an execution, so I'm stuck with like, what do I do? And it feels dumb. And then you have, and like I said, you have revenge. Revenge is like, okay, it's a 3v1. I just have to sit back and not hit him, as does everyone else. Otherwise, the guy's gonna get revenge. Okay, we turtle for like 6, 7, 8, 9 seconds. Now we'll just bum rush him and he dies anyway. So it's just, indeed, what's the point? And that's not even talking when you somehow manage to get revenge in duel modes, where the guy just suddenly like, double the increased damage, increased defense, increased life, and it's just like, okay. Happened to me once. I dodged a fatal blow somehow, and revenge meter just filled right up. I find it hard to say if I just don't understand, or I think it's just dumb. But like something feels wrong about a lot of the things in this game. Another issue that I have, that I've noticed, usually frequent in other modes, rather than duels, although it can happen, is that there is 0 penalty for running away. Now, all characters appear to have the same movement speed, so what I found happens is that you have characters like the Nobushi or the assassins, they're just gonna run away, and you can't catch them. There's 0 penalty for just turning around and be like, peace out, I'm walking away. So me, I have to sit here and chase you, but I can't catch you, so you reach the control zone or you reach the boost, and I'm just like, okay. I guess I'm just fucked at this point. Like, what can I do? Even the boss do it. Like in this clip, the boss just like, nope, peace out, goes to the middle of the map and gets the health regen. And there's absolutely nothing I can do. Like, boosts take like 2 seconds to get. It's not like I have to contest it or not do something. Like it makes no sense. Just like, it doesn't take stamina. Like, running, taking away stamina would be one solution, I feel, just because it makes sense. Like, if you're in a fight, you're committed to fighting. So unless your stamina bar is full and then you decide to make a break for it, you can't just, no, peace out and run away. Like, especially in things like Brawl and Duel mode as well, which doesn't have feats. Usually there's some feats where you have range attack and you can kind of maybe deal with it, but in Duel mode, in Brawl, you just don't. So aside from running after the guy until he decides to stop running, you just can't do a whole lot of things. So no, ultimately, I just feel like all these elements don't make sense. It's like they were headed after the fact, and that worries me a little bit about the game in general. And yeah, that's about it. That's pretty much all I had to say today about For Honor. Right now, I'm currently eyeing the Warlord as the next character I'll probably spend time on. Really surprised at how different he is compared to the Raider. The shield characters in general just seem to have solid defense and play a very different way than others. The Warlord, for example, just has much shorter range, fewer combos, slower overall, but a lot of interesting properties, like his heavy attacks having priority and just stuff like that. So I'll probably so yeah, that's about it. Still not sold on the game, but so far I've enjoyed what I've played, and I'll probably get the most out of the beta while it lasts. So until next video, thank you all for watching, and have a good day.